I'll never forget the morning I swung open the big roll-up door of my warehouse and just stopped dead in my tracks. 6 gleaming vehicles, 2 SUVs, 3 sedans, and a convertible with the top still down, sat in perfect rows inside my private garage. Engines ticked as they cooled, coffee cups rested on dashboards, and every windshield carried a bright pink parking permit from the homeowners association next door. For a heartbeat, I thought I'd walked into the wrong building. Then I spotted the silver Lexus in the center, vanity plate reading QELIZ. That told me everything. Queen Elizabeth Hargrove, president of the Pine Hollow Estates HOA, had finally crossed the line from annoying to criminal. I own every square foot of that warehouse and the land it sits on, bought and paid for 12 years ago, long before Pine Hollow even existed. The garage is where my delivery trucks sleep at night, where we load pallets before dawn, where I've nursed more cups of bad coffee than I can count. It's the heart of my small shipping business, and until that spring, life had been quiet, predictable, almost dull. My crew, Ray, the lead driver who's been with me since the beginning, young Connor, always 5 minutes late, and Sarah, the operations manager who keeps us all sane, felt like family. We knew the routine cold. Then the HOA showed up. An empty lot beside my property sprouted a one-story brick community center with tinted windows, a playground, and exactly 12 parking spaces. Fine by me, until their yoga classes, wine nights, and Sunday brunches overflowed. First it was one stray sedan on a Monday morning. I left polite notes, private property, no parking, vehicles subject to tow. A week later the whole lot was jammed. Ray had to double park the box truck just to get a shipment out. I emailed the HOA president, Elizabeth Hargrove, attaching the county plat map with my boundary lines in bold red. Her reply came 5 hours later. The service alley is considered shared access. Members may use it as needed. Hargrove. Shared access. I checked the plat again that night. Parcel 312, C, mine, free and clear. Still, I gave her the benefit of the doubt and sent the deed. No answer. The next evening 3 cars blocked the forklift path, and a neon pink sticker on my no parking sign read, temporary event parking, please be neighborly. Neighborly. I printed 6 new signs in screaming red, bolted them to every fence post and door, and figured that would end it. It lasted exactly 1 week. Then came the Friday storm, wind howling, rain like buckshot on the tin roof. Connor and I finished loading at 10, and as I locked the office I saw headlights cutting through the downpour. 6 SUVs pulled up, doors flew open, and people sprinted straight for my garage. Elizabeth Hargrove led the charge in a yellow raincoat, platinum hair plastered to her cheeks. We just need shelter until it passes, she shouted over the thunder. Before I could answer, a kid in a Pine Hollow hoodie punched random codes into the keypad. When nothing happened, 2 men grabbed the manual handle and forced the door halfway up. One by one the cars rolled inside. Connor whispered, "Boss, do we stop them?" I watched the last taillight disappear and said, "No, let them finish." Because right then, soaked to the skin and staring at their arrogance, I decided argument was over. If they wanted my garage, they could have it, for a while. Monday dawned sticky and bright. The 6 cars still sat inside, Karen's Lexus front and center. Ray pulled in, took one look, and whistled. They really think this is a valet service. Elizabeth arrived at 8 sharp in a white Escalade, white blazer pressed, sunglasses the size of saucers. 2 board members trailed her, Donna the real estate agent, and Victor the sockless vice president. "Morning, Thomas," she sang, as if we were old golf buddies. "Sorry about the cars. Storm was brutal." I kept my voice level. "You broke into my building, Elizabeth. That's felony trespass." She flicked a manicured hand. "Don't be dramatic. You weren't using the space. My drivers load shipments right here." Victor smirked. "No harm done, man. We were just staying dry." I pointed to the bent track on the roll-up door. "That's harm." She smiled like a patient teacher. Technically the door wasn't locked, just closed. And the alley was public before the subdivision. Shared access rights, you know. I unrolled the county map on my truck hood and tapped the black line. "This is mine. Your property starts on the other side of the fence." She barely glanced. "We'll confirm with the board." She strutted off. That afternoon an email arrived. Until resolved, members may continue temporary use during official events. I forwarded everything to my attorney, Laura Bennett, and waited. The next days were a circus. Cars parked diagonally across loading zones. One night, I found a folding table inside, wine bottles, cheese trays, and a banner. Pine Hollow monthly meeting, community first. I waited until they filed out, laughing, then confronted Elizabeth. "If one more vehicle shows up, it gets towed, and I call the sheriff." She smirked. "You can't tow community members without board permission." I laughed out loud. "I've been here longer than your whole club." She hissed, "You'll regret that attitude," and stormed off. I stopped playing nice. I crashed their next HOA meeting uninvited, map in hand. Elizabeth tried to eject me. The room went silent when I spread the plat on the table. "County says this is mine. Stop trespassing." She played the victim card, aggressive tone, hostile neighbor, and the crowd bought it. I walked out knowing war was declared. Friday night, they threw a full-blown party inside my garage. Music, fairy lights, cupcakes on my workbenches. I arrived to find Elizabeth holding court beside her Lexus, red wine in hand. "It's just one evening," she cooed. "The community center is being cleaned." I smiled, told them to have fun, and drove away. Saturday morning my locksmith, Miguel Ortiz, arrived with industrial deadbolts, reinforced hinges, and a digital keypad that only I could program. We waited until the partygoers were gone, then sealed every door, killed the power, and taped a sign. Garage closed for maintenance. Do not enter. I booked a flight to Clearwater, Florida, for 7 days. As the plane lifted off, I turned my phone to airplane mode and pictured their faces. The messages started the moment I landed. 23 missed calls, 12 voicemails, emails screaming hostage situation, illegal imprisonment, HOA rights. Elizabeth's tones slid from polite to panicked to rabid. The police called once. Mr. Whitaker, we got a complaint about vehicles locked in your garage. They broke in, officer. I secured my property. Signs posted. 6 of them. A pause, then a chuckle. Civil matter. Tell them to take it up with you. My attorney confirmed. I was golden. Back home, the HOA unraveled. Members blamed Elizabeth for the fiasco. Tow companies refused to touch private property without my signature. By day 5, Elizabeth threatened to sue me, Miguel, the city, even Ray. Day 6, her voicemails cracked into exhaustion. I sipped coffee on the balcony and let the ocean drown her out. I flew home Saturday morning and drove straight to the warehouse. Muffled shouts leaked through the metal walls. I peered through the side window. Elizabeth, Donna, Victor, and 3 others looked like shipwreck survivors. Wrinkled clothes, empty water bottles, sleeping bags on the concrete. I unlocked the roll-up slowly. Elizabeth spun, hair wild. Thomas, open this now. You'll pay for every day we were trapped. I stepped inside. The police say otherwise. And my attorney filed yesterday for damages, trespass, lost revenue. $6,400. Donna muttered. I told you this was insane. Victor snapped. Your bright idea, Elizabeth. I raised a hand. Everybody out. Cars, people, trash. Now. They shuffled past, silent and humiliated. Elizabeth paused at her Lexus. This isn't over. I closed the door and clicked the new lock. Actually, it just started. The courtroom was packed. Neighbors, local reporters, even the mayor's aide. Elizabeth wore pastel pink and clutched folders like armor. She claimed emotional distress, rental car costs, humiliation. Laura laid out photos, emails, the bent door track, the wine party footage. The judge watched Elizabeth toast the camera and shook his head. Mrs. Hargrove, you're lucky, Mr. Whitaker didn't press criminal charges. Case dismissed. Defendant awarded full damages and fees. The gavel fell like a starter pistol. 2 weeks later, Pine Hollow HOA was dead. The court order drained their treasury. Elizabeth ate a personal $2,000 fine. A handwritten sign on the community center read, meeting canceled, board dissolved. The fancy entrance marker came down. Elizabeth sold her house and moved to Arizona. The last email she sent was short. I still believe I was right, but I'm done fighting. Good luck with your business. I replied, safe travels, Elizabeth. P.S. Double-check the garage before you leave. Ray welded a new sign above the roll-up. HOA free zone. Trespassers will be locked in again. Business boomed. I added cameras, automatic gates, and started selling custom warning signs to other warehouse owners. On quiet evenings, I walk the lot, coffee in hand, and feel the satisfaction of a man who drew a line and held it. So tell me in the comments, when someone tramples your rights, do you turn the other cheek or lock the door? Is there ever justice without a little controlled chaos? Speak your mind. I read everyone.